Hello students, today we'll be learning about how to solve radical equations. Pay close attention because this lesson is very important. You'll need to know how to solve radical equations to pass the chapter and unit tests. And also, knowing how to do a radical equation is important when we get to harder lessons, so make sure you're paying really close attention. Also, anyone who makes an A on the test will receive 10 bonus points on a future homework assignment. So get out your note-taking materials and let's get to work. Some important vocabulary words we need to know for this lesson are radical, radical equation, radical exponent, and extraneous solutions. A radical is a symbol such as a square root or a cubed root, but it can keep going onto fourth, fifth, or sixth roots, and so on. We don't have to worry about anything past a cubed root in this class. We won't even really be working with a cubed root very often. A radical equation is when we take one of these radicals and put a variable inside it in an equation. A rational exponent is an exponent that is a fraction. We use these to substitute roots. Like a square root would be equal to an exponent of a half. And finally, an extraneous solution is a solution that emerges from an equation but is not a valid solution. This happens a lot when we're dealing with radical equations because you get more than one solution. Some other things to know are that other roots can also be expressed with rational exponents, but it is important to use the correct fraction. Rational exponents are solved the same way as roots. One more thing is to remember to use PEMDAS, which stands for parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. This order should always be used when solving any kind of mathematical equation, otherwise the answer you get is very likely to be wrong. The steps to solve a radical equation are number 1, to isolate the radical symbol on one side of the equation. That means anything inside the radical equation should be on one side of the equal sign and everything outside of it should be on the other. Number 2 is to square both sides of the equation to eliminate the radical symbol. Number 3 is to solve the equation that comes out after the squaring process, or the cubing process, and to check your answers with the original equation to avoid extraneous values. Tomorrow, everybody needs to be prepared to take notes because we'll be learning the steps to solve a radical equation in more detail. Then we'll be putting the knowledge we've learned to the test. We'll be solving many examples of radical equations so you have adequate practice before doing your homework in class. If you have any questions, that will be fine because I can answer them. Tonight's assignment is to go to sleep early so you and your brain will be ready for tomorrow's assignment.